So I've decided to sort of just do an episode whereby I talk about the latest news in the Love is Blind universe. I will pick and choose some of the stuff I might not address just because I just don't feel like it. But anyway, I really wanted to talk about the Vanessa and Nick Lachey possible termination by Netflix and the fact that Lauren and Cameron might be taking over from them. Um, hmm. And also, Iyanna has done a live, I think on TikTok or wherever, and I feel the need to say something on that as well. Anyway, hey there, it's Valerie. If you're new to my channel, please don't forget to subscribe, leave a like and a comment. Okay, so I'm going to be talking about Love is Blind in general, and I might bring in a bit of Married at First Sight. Okay, I think Vanessa Lachey, yes, she did a couple of things wrong, but I don't think it's enough to warrant the hatred she's receiving, especially on the topic of are you pregnant or when are you planning on becoming pregnant? Because anyone who's watched Married at First Sight, which is a sister show to Love is Blind, will know that the participants in that experiment complained countless of times because fans are constantly asking them, when are you going to be pregnant? Are you pregnant? When are you going to be pregnant? Or when are you having another baby? If they have a baby, when are you having your next baby? So this is a question that is always being asked. So I don't think Vanessa Lachey should be the one who should be sort of targeted for this. I think this is an organizational thing. I think this is a reality TV thing. I think this is a society perception that as soon as people come together, the next question is, when are you having a baby? So yes, she brought it up, but I don't think she was the one driving it because if you watch the episode, you can actually see that she's got an earpiece. I think both her and Nick are wearing earpieces, but in Vanessa, because her hair was to the back, you could actually see it in her ear. And I think whoever the producers were, they were the one that were possibly feeding them questions to ask the participants. I don't think Vanessa and Nick just went out there and just asked whatever they wanted. I don't think so. And even if Lauren and Cameron were to take over, I don't think they'll just be allowed to just go out there and just free willy and just ask whatever questions they want. The producers set a storyline throughout the season, and they're going to want the hosts to address the storyline as it presented. In regards to the Jackie and Josh situation with Marshall, I think it was an agreement between the show, Jackie and Josh, to sort of come up with those questions and to sort of try and portray Jackie and Josh as this relationship that was blossoming because out of the blue we suddenly saw, their time in the pods which we hadn't seen before, which Jackie had complained that we hadn't seen before, to suddenly them being together. And so I have a feeling that even the questions that Vanessa asked, that was an agreement between the producers, Josh and Jackie. It had nothing to do with Vanessa Lachey. I have a feeling that she was just the vessel that was used to sort of address those questions, and whether it was an agreement that if those questions were addressed that way, then Jackie and Josh would take a step back and stop sort of bashing the show. That's the impression that I got, but I might be wrong. But I don't think changing Nick or Vanessa is going to change how the show is run. I think the viewers, yes, complaining might change some things, but I don't think Nick and Vanessa have any say. And to say Lauren and Cameron, I think Lauren and Cameron, sadly, I didn't watch most of season one because it just didn't catch my, it just didn't excite me. It just didn't excite me. So I really don't get the buzz about Lauren and Cameron. I do see them as a couple. They seem to be working, but I think with their brand as is, they do not, they should not, or they should avoid going into that role of hosting Love is Blind. I remember when Married at First Sight, they had this after party or after show, whatever, that they were having. And one of the participants was running it. When the fans started complaining bitterly that they wanted her to leave, the viewers then started sort of picking other participants who they felt should host it. And all the participants came out and spoke out and said, no, we're not interested. This was Jamie's thing. If she doesn't want it, we don't want it. And they stood together in solidarity. And I hope, if nothing else, I know Lauren put out a statement last week and she said, oh, we appreciate you, we see you, whatever. I think to maintain people's perception of them as a couple. And to maintain their brand, they need to stay away from hosting the show. They can come in as coaches and sort of talk about their experience and help the other couples, just as all the other couples that have been married since can come in and sort of offer advice and sort of mentorship to the couples that are going through the experiment. But I do not think they should host it. I think, yes, there are things that need to be looked into, things like questions that they ask the participants, especially at a reunion, need to be addressed. Yes, maybe Vanessa was too excited. That's why she spoke the way she went and she was over talking her husband. Because at times you could see, like, when they were asking the Irina, Bless, and Zach situation, Vanessa kept wanting to address issues with Irina, but then Nick kept pushing it back to Bliss until Bliss said, "No, this is the last time I speak about it." And I think the producers, knowing Zach, decided not to push uh, Nick to say, "No, you need to tell her that we need to keep asking until," because Nick immediately, as soon as she said, "No, this is the last time I discussed it," he then shut down and he didn't ask her. He allowed her to answer, and that was it. He didn't go back to sort of probe her. So I think, despite them getting all this hate, I don't think they are the ones responsible for the questions that are asked at the reunion. I think the producers are the ones that drive the questions. Going on their assumptions of what the fans might want to know from the storylines that have been created through the season. I don't think Lauren and Cameron should do it. Neither do I think my favorites Bliss and Zach should do it. Neither do I think any of the couples that have been married on the show and are still married should do it. Tiffany, Brett, Kwame, Chelsea, what's her name? The other couple from season one. I know they're not going to do it because they hate the show, but still, I don't think that Lauren and Cameron should step up to do it. One, because I don't think that they. What can I say? I think if anything happens, if Lauren has a line of questioning, and even if Cameron disagrees with it, I don't see him challenging his wife in front of everybody. I don't see him as the man that does that. I see him as a more supportive husband who wants his wife to shine. And so that would mean that it's just Lauren there presenting the questions with Cam on her side. I haven't really seen him in a position of sort of authority to say that. He comes across as a great guy, he comes across as someone who loves his wife, but I don't think he has what it takes to be a TV host. I might be wrong. Hey, that's it. And then Iyanna. Okay, I'm not Jarrette's spokesperson, but I am trying to be a critical thinker. In regards to Jarrette and Iyanna, it's sad. It's a pity it's going down this way. And I don't know why she's decided to go down this road, given the fact that these are people with families, and whatever they say and do on social media is going to affect their families. And as upset as she might be, maybe that's the reason behind it or whatever. I don't think it was appropriate for her to say that, because at the end of the day, Jarrette's dad is a priest, and yes, Jarrette is responsible for his own actions. So he is responsible for embarrassing his parents if he did actually cheat on his wife and bring someone into his apartment. I know for a fact he's put on his Instagram that been taking the high road for quite some time. Story time soon, which means he is going to come out with his truth of what exactly happened. And it's sad that they're going down this path. It's sad that Iyanna's chosen to do this, because last time after they got divorced, she went online and she was crying. This man promised me he would be something he's not. This man, this. And watching their marriage and watching how, I know a lot of people went by the image they saw in the pods and how she was portrayed on the show, but you could see there was tension in that relationship. As much as they tried to present a united front, you could see some of this, the little sort of messy comments that they made in interviews. If you go back and watch their interviews, if you watch some of their sort of comments that were made, some of their statements, you just sort of give a side eye, sort of say, what is going on here? I thought the two of you were in love. If you love someone, you accept them for who they are. You don't say, I love you, but I also hate you for the same things that I love you for. That doesn't make sense. Or sort of start criticizing, say, oh, he does this, or she does this, that annoys me. I don't think that is right. And the fact that there was all that publicity after she went on social media crying, I don't get why she's decided to go back on TikTok. And the fact that I seem to remember in her comments at one point writing, oh, this man doesn't like me. And it's like, yeah, even if he didn't, there's no need for you to do that. You know the backlash that the two of you faced when you left the show. Why do you feel the need to say this now? So my question is, why now? What has changed? Why is she doing this? And given the fact that there was a lot of sort of publicity after that. She knows people are going to talk about it. She knows it's going to be out there for the rest of the world to see. Why would she want to put it out there if all along she's been refusing and saying, no, there was no cheating, no, there was no cheating, we just grew apart, and then suddenly something has happened. What has happened that has caused this outburst? Or what has happened that has caused her to go on social media and say that, oh, he cheated on me, he didn't like me, he's not mature, he's not. I don't think all of that was appropriate. I remember she did an interview soon after they announced their separation, and she said, I want someone who's emotionally mature. And it's like, I don't think that's right. I don't think you have to drag someone just because the two of you have broken up. If you break up with someone, keep it moving, you'll find somebody else. Because how do what impression are you creating for the next partner? Do you understand? Because the next person that's going to ask you out is always going to have this idea of, oh my God, if we break up, this is where she's going to go, or this is what she's going to do. And so I don't know. I wish them all the best, but it's become so messy and so toxic. And I don't know why season two, especially Love is Blind season two participants, have decided to go down this road whereby everybody's coming out with their own little latest story. Is it because something has really happened, or is it because they know that um, there's a lot of excitement about the show, so it's going to give them the publicity that they need? Not that I'm saying Iyanna is doing this for publicity. I'm just saying it's a bit suspect as to why now, and why go on social media to say that during a live. Why not actually do an interview? I understand she also did an interview with her podcast, but still, I think the two of them should have moved on by now. They should be looking forward and not continuing to look back. And the fact that she says he's damaged, he still has a lot of work to do. I think that was all not necessary. If she was going to say he cheated on me and I left him, and that's it. And you keep it moving. You keep it cute and leave him to deal with his mess. And besides, she doesn't even need to say that. She just needs to keep it moving, and she will find her partner instead of continuing to drag him down. And then what happens? Because the more she hurts him, it doesn't heal her in any way. She's still going to have the pain and the baggage that she's bringing from that relationship. So maybe the best way is just for her to sort of cut it off and just move on. And it's sad that one of the people that she's doing the podcast with is Jarrette's friend's fiance. That doesn't make sense to me at all, because now not only is it affecting her and Jarrette, it's now affecting Jarrette and his friend and his fiance. I don't know why. I hope that makes sense. Anyway, I digress. I don't know. It's a mess. It's a big mess. But hey, it is what it is. Anyway, thanks guys for watching. Please don't forget to subscribe, like, and comment. Bye.